All right, I am live. Welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I am here to do a love reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or any other placements you might have Aquarius in your chart. It's my intention there's something in here for everyone. But remember that if it doesn't resonate, don't try and make it fit. Just leave it. And I have lots of other videos. And yeah. Roles can be reversed. I am just picking up on the energy, so feel free to do that as needed. I'm going to be kind of asking the question, what's your next relationship? Who's the next person you'll be connecting with? And I'm going to start with the Good Tarot, and then I'm going to clarify with some other decks. So I think that's everything. I'll just dive right in. So we're going to start by asking about your person's recent past. Now, this could be somebody that you haven't met yet. It could be somebody that you've met, but you're not really, nothing's happened yet. You might not even know. You might know them, but not realize that they're actually your person. So in the recent past, we have the Four of Earth. Their current energy is the Seven of Earth. What's on their mind? Transformation. Okay. Maybe transforming their life by making a new decision. Their first impression of you, and this could be what's to come, or that maybe they've already met you, but we have the Hanged Man. They see you as someone who's working on gaining some perspective. Their feelings and emotions about you, Seven of Fire. How do they want to move forward with you? Queen of Air. Okay. And what's hidden that you don't see coming? Six of Air. Advice from the universe. Patience. Patience. Yeah. Flexing that patience muscle. Not always easy. Outcome is the Fool. Yay. It's very good. And then the overall, this is the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this situation, this connection, is the Ace of Earth. So yeah, the Ace of Earth, really good because it's a new prosperous beginning. It's things are moving forward in a positive way. Some kind of new beginning. So that bodes well. I like that. So yeah, so let's look at the recent past. So we have the Four of Earth, which can speak to ownership. That your person, they were very focused on their possessions, their kind of more physical world. They could also be focusing on owning themselves, owning their actions, and all the things that they had done to get themselves to that point. But ultimately laying a solid foundation that despite any kind of obstacles they were facing, that they were aware that they were rebuilding in a very solid way. So let's clarify with the Wisdom of Avalon. The Swan, transformation, trusting the psychic gifts. This person they have been and are continuing to be going through some kind of transformation. This is a pretty fundamental shift within themselves, within their their minds, their life, their attitudes, their beliefs, that kind of thing. And I think that there's some kind of sort of spiritual awakening happening for them on some level because of trusting their psychic gifts. Our psychic gifts come from our higher power. It's being open and tapped in to those gifts. Let me look at the Oracle Tarot too. Purposeful action. They were getting downloads from their higher power because of learning how to tap in, and they were understanding how to move forward. That in order to build a solid foundation, they had to take those steps that I often refer to as consistent baby steps. And they knew where they wanted to go. They weren't necessarily gung-ho. You know, we see her, she's balancing, she's got the wind in her hair, but she's leaning back a little bit. So they were like, yes, I know what I need to do, building the solid foundation, but a little bit of fear there. Okay, so their current energy is the Seven of Earth, which is about being at a crossroads, needing to make some kind of decision, looking at where they were versus where they want to go. That foundation that they were building on in the past, or that they were building, it's brought them to this point of, do I continue building this foundation, or do I scrap it and start over again? What about that? The Deer, gentleness and diplomacy. I mean, this is, yeah, they've been through something, some kind of lesson, some kind of situation where they have learned that it is paramount to be gentle, to be diplomatic, that to get what they want in life, they need to show up in a new way than maybe they had done before. Maybe this is a part of this new foundation that they're building on, that they're understanding they need to show up in a whole new way. I have something in my eye besides my eyeball. Okay. And then also their current energy, new career. Understanding that they may need to make new choices that lead them in a new direction. I mean, this can be the card of side hustle, you know, getting something going, new career moves, something that is going to be more solid than what they've experienced before. And I think they're really contemplating, do I stick with this? Do I try something new? I mean, it is a new career move. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they have decided to move in a new direction. Scrap their old plans and show up in a new way, because that's going to get them farther faster than whatever they were working on before. So what's on their mind? Transformation. And this could be a part of why they're scrapping whatever they were doing, because they are going through this fundamental transformation. This in other decks is the Death card, and it can speak to really needing to just let an old cycle close out. It's done. It's over. Done and dead. And in order to have this transformation within themselves, within their life, that they need to let that cycle close out, so they can begin anew. The Earth Fairy, physical health, grounding, and foundations. Yeah, this is what's on their mind. They're rebuilding. They had started to build in the past. They were feeling pretty excited about it, taking that purposeful action, but somewhere along the way, they realized it's not quite right. Not quite right. Need to build a new foundation from showing up in a new way, from this new kind of way that they are embodying this transformation, this understanding, getting grounded in themselves in their life. Maybe they weren't before. And loving union and teamwork. This is what's on their mind. If they haven't met you yet, they know that you exist somewhere in the world, and they're really excited to meet you. And maybe they realize that through creating this new foundation, going through this transformation, it's going to open them up to allow you to come into their life. That's going to be the thing that draws you two together. If you have met, then I think that they are thinking about you, thinking about how awesome you are, that they would really like to collaborate, to be a team. But they need to finish going through this transformation. Or maybe they could see that you being in their life could help them get through this transformation, that maybe you have a piece to the puzzle that would help them build a more solid foundation, that would boost them in some way. So their first impression of you was or will be the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is all about being someone who's purposefully taking a step back from life, from things, just to gain that new perspective. In this deck, it's about surrendering. That maybe you've been dealing with something. It's so interesting because this last round of love readings, they've all been very similar in the sense that you two are mirroring. Everyone's mirroring one another. Everyone's going through these really big, transformative changes within themselves in order to show up in the world in a new way. And so I think you are very much doing this, and they see that. And maybe that's why if they have met you, why they're like, ooh, Aquarius is doing the thing that I'm doing. Like they see that you're compatible, that you two are kindred spirits. Communication. You're very good at communicating about at articulating your process, articulating why you need to step back, why you need to gain this new perspective. And temperance, balance, and harmony. They see you as someone who is willing to take the time out to gain your balance. Your priority is to have balance and harmony in your life. And you know that patience is required. You're able to communicate this to them and to others. And they're most likely very, very inspired by you, by your willingness to really do that inner work, do that shadow work, and get yourself where you need to go if you're not currently there. So their feelings and emotions about you. We have the Seven of Fire. This can be a card of nonconformity, of being willing to go the distance. Also doing someone doing their personal best. This is how they feel about you. I think that they're reflecting you in that they see that you show up with integrity, that you are continually striving to do your personal best. And they're naturally drawn to that. They want to reflect that back to you and to the world in general, into their life. You have this big influence on them. And they see that through your process that yes, anything like this, any kind of transformation does take time. Being willing to go the distance. I mean, this is how they feel about you. And so maybe they're willing to put in the effort to make this situation work between you two, because they are so impressed and inspired by you. They're like, like maybe we will just start out as friends. Like, because it is a card of nonconformity. It's like you stand out from the rest. You stick out to them and they're just like, ooh, like you're the shiny thing among among the dull things. And they're just like, wow, that impresses me, because it's an authentic shining. You're not the type of shiny that, just wipes away. And this card always speaks to me of a magical journey, because it's a unicorn. It's like going on a magical journey towards, I think they want to go on a magical journey towards union with you. Some kind of journey for sure. Movement. Yeah. Yep. The movement is great because it's not stagnation. They definitely want to move forward with you. And they are down. They are in this for the duration, as long as it takes. And change, release the past. I think because you are so different from anybody they've met before, that they're needing to release the past, to release their expectation of what a relationship is supposed to be like, because you do show up in such a different way. There's a movement within their understanding. This is a part of their transformation. Being open and willing to change. She's moving forward very intently, very decisively. But also there's this sense of, like, there's a quickness to this, but then the look on her face, like, kind of her whole, the way that she's going, it's like she's letting herself be moved forward. There's a sense of letting the movement happen, because I mentioned this person may be having some kind of spiritual awakening, or maybe they have begun that, and they're understanding that there's some kind of divine timing of being moved towards, into the future, towards this, what ultimately I think they feel will be a magical union. That coming together will be a very magical type of journey. Yeah. Okay, so how do they want to move forward with you? Queen of Air. So the Queen of Air, she's very good at communicating, and she's a master communicator, and she also knows how to set healthy boundaries. She's been through it. She has been hurt, and she has learned her lessons, and she has come to the point where she's like, okay, I have, the owl here. I've got my wisdom. I carry my wisdom with me, and I let that inform me of what steps I need to take. And I think that in terms of moving forward with you, they understand that healthy boundaries are not only important but necessary in a healthy relationship. And maybe they didn't have those so much in their past. And also communication. You are an excellent communicator. They see this about you. And they understand that in order for this to work between the two of you, that they need to step it up and be willing to communicate their needs, their desires, to be able to set healthy boundaries and be like, okay, here's where I'm willing to compromise, and here's where I can't. This is where I firmly stand. And I think they understand that in doing that it actually, that's something that impresses you. Because you're a good communicator, you expect someone to communicate back. And if they don't, you're like, nah, no, I'm not going to waste my time. The B, luck, industriousness, and sweet victory. They see that moving forward with you. I said this before, but it's like it's a magical, going to be a very magical journey. That, yes, does require effort. It requires doing your best as much as possible. Personal best. That's always showing up in the best way you know how. And then that they want to have victory with you. They want to have sweet victory with you. That communicating their needs, wants, and desires with you is going to bring you into sweet victory in the relationship. and the world. I mean, this is one of the best cards in the deck. Some say absolutely, hands down, the best. It's about rewards. It's about success and expansion, destiny. This is how they want to move forward with you. This could speak to actual traveling the world together. But no matter what, it's through crappy internet. Sucks. Anyway, yeah, the world, destiny. They feel like you two are destined to be together, to be with one another, that this is long-term, that coming together, you're going to come to this place of success, of rewards, of happiness and freedom. Not freedom from each other, freedom within yourselves, that allows you to move forward more passionately and in a whole new way than anything that maybe either of you have experienced before. It's beautiful. Okay, so then what's hidden that you don't see coming? The Six of Air. This is coming out of turbulent times. This is coming out of the storm, sailing sailing to calmer waters. Knowing that, yes, this person has been through it. And yes, you most likely have as well. But it's going to get easier as you go, as you learn the lessons, as you transform. The Novice. Innocence, beginner. Ignorance, new skill without practice, and unstable curiosity. To me, this is speaking about this new beginning. You don't see it coming, but there is a new beginning coming. And just as with anything new that we begin in our life, We don't have it all figured out right away. We have to take the steps to learn the lessons, go from that beginner novice stage into the intermediate. Okay, I'm getting this. I've got the body memory now. Moving towards mastery. But in this beginning phase, it's like, yeah, I wonder if you've met this person yet, or if you know who this is. Because you don't see this coming, this new beginning. This could come out of left field for you. Because you're busy just doing you, finding your balance, gaining that new perspective that you need. So, ooh, the Empress. I mean, the Empress is so great. This person is coming to you with so much love, this desire to nurture, to create, to bring something new into the world, to birth something new into the world, which is this relationship. And this could also be, as you go through your transformation, that you kind of come into this place of feeling pregnant with possibilities. I mean, you could literally meet this person and, there's pretty quickly there's a baby on the way. But yeah, as you come out of your turbulent times and you embrace this new beginning, it's going to lead very quickly to this place of fertility, abundance, nurturing, probably a lot of nurturing between the both of you, nurturing each other. So, advice from the universe. Yes, we have patience. I mentioned that before. Yep. Because this is how they see you. The Temperance card, finding your balance, working on having harmony within yourself and in your life. And I think that you inherently understand that this process requires patience, that it doesn't happen overnight, typically. Certainly not for you. And you kind of have to hang in there. And yeah, these are the same card. These are both the Temperance card. So your advice is to continue doing you, continue working on creating that balance, that harmony, communicating your needs, gaining that new perspective, surrendering to whatever it is you're being faced with in any given moment. Letting go. Yeah. You are being advised to let go of expectations as much as you can. That your transformation comes from this place of freedom, of being willing to change. The way she looks like she's letting go. She's moving forward very quickly and purposefully, but there's such a, again, like being moved, not doing the moving yourself. And that's probably why the patience is here. It takes patience to release the need to control outcomes. Especially when we're like, okay, let me just get to the end. I don't want to go through all the middle stuff. And it's like, no, it doesn't work that way. You've got things to learn. Just do your best to let go, because you need to, there's something that you're supposed to let go of, some cycle that's supposed to close out. And this is you gaining the knowledge, the wisdom of what you've been through. Yes, you might have been stabbed a few times, but the ending always leads to a new beginning. And this is you grabbing two swords and being like, okay, I'm going to now use this experience for me, to my advantage. And she's a dancer. To me, dancing, is a very enjoyable activity that you're like, I'm going to move forward decisively. I know what to cut away, but in the meantime, I'm going to have a good time doing it. Letting go, cutting away, being in the moment. And it's healing yourself, and a second chance. I want to say it's kind of like it's understanding that as much as something didn't work out before, that it's closing out so that you can have a second chance at life, at love, at whatever situation you're facing. Probably love. I mean, this is a love reading, right? Second chance at love. So the outcome, I mean, we have the Fool, which is all about taking a risk, doing something new, taking a leap of faith, not being in a place of trying to control the outcome, taking things moment by moment, enjoying the journey, enjoying the process, frolicking in the meadow, playing your instrument, doing the things that ultimately light you up and make you feel good. The Frog, cleaning house, releasing emotional baggage. Yeah, there's through this transformation, you both are going to be in this place of, there's very much this releasing the past, releasing emotional baggage. It's the kind of thing that is never done. It's a process. You release, you become aware. It's like peeling the onion. You kind of examine and acknowledge what's there. You integrate it. You take what you can from it, and then you get to the next layer. And so this is the outcome, I think, both of you, because there is this mirroring. You're coming to this. You both want this successful new beginning with one another. And I mean, this is the outcome. So, even once you come together, it's continuing to do the work that transforms you into your bigger and better selves. And caring for yourself. Yeah. A part of cleaning house involves caring for yourself, learning to put yourself first, learning how to take the steps that are going to help you to feel nourished and nurtured. That because you both have learned through your transformation how to nourish and nurture yourselves, then you're able to do that for one another. It's this understanding that it always comes back to us first. That we can't go into a situation hoping or expecting somebody to fix us, to care for us. It's knowing that we can only do that for ourselves. And as long as we move into the world with that understanding, then we have so much to give. Then we're like, I can care for you because I already know how to care for myself. I can share my full cup with you. I'm not going in with an empty cup, expecting you to fill it for me. So, it's really, this is really great. I love this reading because it really does always come back to self-empowerment, to the transformation, doing the inner work. And that's it's calling you to each other's lives. You are acting like magnets to one another. and very much reflecting your journey, this transformational journey to one another. Okay, so let me look at the Spirit Animal Oracle to finish this off. Brown Bear Spirit. My goodness, this card comes up a lot. Take time out. Yep. And I think you're already doing this. I feel like, because this is how the person sees you. Maybe you haven't met yet, and maybe, this reading is one of the messages you've been getting to do this, to take the time out, and then you finally are like, okay, fine, universe, I'm gonna step back and gain that new perspective. And then this person comes in and they're like, wow, Aquarius, you are very impressive. I like how you live your life. They're probably doing the same thing. Spider Spirit, make your dreams real. And that's simply through everything I just said, releasing the past, nurturing and nourishing yourself, knowing and trusting that the person that you want, this person who can match you, they do exist and they're on their way. Just keep dreaming. Keep taking those steps towards yourself. That is like, it's like steps towards what the universe wants you to have. And Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive into yourself, into caring for yourself, clearing that emotional baggage, and ultimately becoming empowered, becoming happy just for the sake of being happy, finding that baseline. Because it's not, it's that idea that there's a quote, and I can't think of it in this moment, but it's like, so many people think that in order to be happy, then these things outside need to line up first. And in fact, it's the opposite, that you realize that happiness is an inside job. You find that happy place regardless of what's going on outside, and then the stuff outside starts to fall into place and reflect that happiness that you feel within. That's already there. It's a foundational way of being and showing up. So, and yeah, you got yourself a new beginning. This is really cool. This is beautiful. I'm excited for you. Leave me a comment if this resonates. And thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe.